he's a legend, isn't he? So if he retires now, he knows he might come back for another big payday or with AJ or something, but he's earned it. He's a legend in my opinion.
Listen, he was unbelievable. He was on form today. He boxed great. He did the right things. He was counter-punching and he was moving well and he wasn't getting caught. And he started off with a jab, so what can you say?
The performance from Oleksandr Usyk, he stopped the fight early, but I say this before, Daniel Dubois makes so much pressure, too much pressure, he not control, and every jab, every right hand is too strong.
He was moving, but when he found the time to be aggressive, he took and maximized.
Daniel Dubois explained how scary good Oleksandr Usyk is, and that says everything. You could see the fear, the respect, and the helplessness etched on his face. Usyk didn't just beat him, he mentally broke him. When your opponent openly praises you after a knockout loss, it proves just how elite and terrifying your performance truly was. Usyk made a statement Dubois couldn't ignore.
Commend him on the performance. I gave everything I had. It just wasn't, probably a few things I could have sharpened up on, but take no credit away from the man.
Dubois talked a big game before the fight, claiming he had the tools to dethrone Usyk, but Hamza Shiraz exposed just how far off that was. Usyk wasn't there to box pretty, he came to destroy. From his piercing eyes during fight week to his ruthless finish in the ring, every move screamed purpose. Dubois' words faded fast once Usyk backed up his promise with a vicious, calculated execution.
Parker's deserved his shot. I think Parker should get a world title fight regardless, even if Usyk vacates the belts.
Hands off. Usyk fought like a heavyweight, not a cruiserweight in there tonight.
Yeah, no, he did. He stood on business, man. He stood on business and he said he was going to knock the bar out, and he done exactly that.
He came to fight, not to box.
Yeah, no, for real, but you could see it all fight week. You could see it all fight week in his eyes and in his persona as well.
How good is Usyk?
This is where things get messy. Don Charles, clearly rattled, throws out wild claims, suggesting Usyk's victory came through lies and guilt. But let's not forget, Dubois had his shot and folded under real pressure. Trying to spin the loss into a moral debate only highlights the frustration in Dubois' corner. When you get picked apart in the ring, blaming the other man's conscience won't save your pride.
Doesn't go to sleep because he's troubling his mind because he knows he's cheated and lied.
And do you think that will continue to stay the way?
Most definitely, because if he's a true believer, not just for show, saying God, Jesus, God, if he's a true believer, he has to repent.
Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn breaks it all down with pure honesty and respect for Usyk's dominance. Eddie Hearn doesn't sugarcoat it. Usyk faced early heat, but flipped the script with ice-cold composure. Dubois came flying out the gates, but Usyk didn't flinch. Instead, he marched forward, took control, and broke Dubois down piece by piece. Beating AJ, Fury, and now Dubois twice? That's legacy building. What Dubois called a threat, Usyk treated like routine. There's levels to this, and Usyk's on top.
Usyk was under pressure in the first round because Dubois comes out fast like he did against AJ, and if he catches you, you're in trouble. And I think just after that, he just decided basically, I'm not going to go on the back foot anymore. I'm going to take the fight to Dubois. And he just kind of beat him up. And obviously stops him. I mean, he's beaten AJ twice, Fury twice, Dubois twice.
Martin Bakole saw it coming, and he wasn't wrong. He predicted Dubois wouldn't survive past round 5, and Usyk made that prophecy come true with surgical brutality. Bakole didn't just state facts, he exposed the deep flaws in Dubois' game. While Dubois repeated the same tired patterns, Usyk came in sharp, composed, and precise. It was a mismatch in mindset, not just skills. Bakole had already figured out the formula, and Dubois ignored the warning signs. This wasn't just about a punch, it was about preparation, awareness, and execution. Usyk made it look easy because Dubois made no adjustments. One man evolved, the other stayed stuck, and when Bakole says one punch can change everything, he's right. But that punch is earned through superior timing and control. Usyk had both in abundance. Dubois, he just had hope, and that was never going to be enough against a fighter operating on a different wavelength. Lennox Lewis jumps in next, and the legend is flat out stunned by what Usyk delivered.
Congratulations to Usyk. Amazing. No one was expecting that. But I said it before the fight. I said Dubois will get knocked out around 4 or 5. He will never pass 5 rounds. So because I said it, if he wanted to keep the same style that he fought with Usyk will knock him out easy. But if he changed some couple stuff, he would done well. But no, sorry to him, and it happened to happened today. One punch in the heavyweight can change everything.
When Lennox Lewis, one of the greatest heavyweights ever, says you were unbelievable, that's not casual praise. That's respect earned in blood and sweat. Usyk didn't just win, he showcased a masterclass that made even Lewis step back in admiration. His footwork was untouchable, his jab sharp like a needle, and his counterpunching left Dubois swinging at shadows. He was always 2 moves ahead, anticipating every opening, every hesitation. Lennox knows greatness when he sees it, and Usyk checked every box. The truth is, this wasn't just a win, it was a blueprint for how to destroy a bigger man using IQ, movement, and ruthless timing. While Dubois looked lost and slow, Usyk looked like a man possessed with purpose. Lennox has fought elite fighters, and his stunned tone proves Usyk belongs right up there with the legends. This performance wasn't just good, it was generational, and now Conor Benn raises the bar even higher, comparing Usyk to boxing's most iconic name.
He was unbelievable. He was on form today. He boxed great. He did the right things. He was counter-punching and he was moving well and he wasn't getting caught. And he started off with a jab, so what can you say?
Now that's a statement. Conor Benn didn't hesitate. He called Usyk the best heavyweight in the world right now, and even threw out the Sacred Alley comparison. And let's be honest, it doesn't sound crazy anymore. Usyk has conquered 2 divisions, beat unified champions, dismantled top contenders, and never once looked overwhelmed. That's not luck, that's greatness. While others crumble under pressure, Usyk thrives in chaos. Dubois had size, power, and youth, but Usyk had the mind of a general and the heart of a warrior. Benn sees the writing on the wall. In a heavyweight era full of hype and hesitation, Usyk stands as the one man who shows up, delivers, and elevates the standard every single time. You don't get alley-level respect without doing something extraordinary, and Usyk is doing it fight after fight, without excuses. Right now, there's no blueprint to beat him, and that's what makes this comparison all the more terrifying. And if you thought that was bold, wait till you hear Caroline Dubois. This one stings.
Best heavyweight there is currently, and I don't see anybody beating him.
Is he as good as Muhammad Ali? It's not a crazy thing to say, I don't think, at this point.
The thing is, you can't really do the comparisons. Do you know what I mean? But I do think he's one of the best currently now to do it.
Who do you want to see Usyk fight next, or just sail off?
He can sail off into the sunset, and he's done everything. Do you know what I mean? He's phenomenal fighter, man. You're watching him, I'm just watching him, I'm going, oh my God. Like, that's God-given talent.
Caroline Dubois didn't hold back, and the irony hits hard. She's not just praising Usyk, she's subtly calling out her own brother's downfall. When she says you can't fake that, it's a not-so-subtle jab at Dubois' lack of adaptability and championship caliber. Usyk climbed through divisions, faced the elite, and dominated without shortcuts. Meanwhile, Daniel folded in the biggest moment of his career. Caroline's words are as honest as they are brutal, talent doesn't lie. And when time meets preparation, legends are born. Usyk's transformation from cruiserweight king to heavyweight monster is proof of that. It's everything Daniel has failed to become, and she knows it. The contrast between her calm admiration for Usyk and the visible frustration in Daniel's corner says everything. In this sport, respect is earned through greatness, and Usyk keeps proving why his name belongs among the all-time best. But just when you think the critique couldn't get harsher, Dave Allen brings the hammer down.
Usyk is a phenomenal fighter, phenomenal athlete. To move up in weight, to become undisputed at cruiserweight, undisputed at heavyweight, that speaks of his talent. You can't fake that, you can't make that up.
Dave Allen didn't mince words. He gave Usyk his flowers and exposed Dubois all in one breath. Calling Usyk the best of this generation is no exaggeration. He's cleaned out cruiserweight, taken out heavyweight elite, and made fighters like Dubois look utterly outclassed. But Allen's brutal honesty about Dubois stings the most. He flat out said it, Dubois was poor, not unlucky, not robbed, just poor. And he's right. There was no urgency, no real strategy, and no answer to Usyk's brilliance. Dubois had everything to prove, and instead delivered a lifeless performance against a man who's already etched his name into history. Allen's respect for Usyk comes from experience. He knows how hard this sport is at the top, and Usyk keeps making it look effortless. It's rare to see fighters so universally praised by their peers, but Usyk, he's forcing even opponent supporters to admit he's simply built different.
He's the best of our generation by far. He has to be. He's beat everybody. He's literally beat everybody. You could say he's not beat Wiley. You could say a time was still to come. Parker. He's beat everybody. Daniel Dubois, for me, Daniel Dubois was poor tonight. I know we're not getting onto that yet, but he was poor tonight. But he's beat Fury twice. He's beat Joshua twice. He mopped up at cruiserweight. He's done it all. Yeah, there's nothing really much else to add.
Martin Bakole didn't just troll Dubois, he buried him. This was personal, calculated, and brutal. He laid out the blueprint before the fight, and Dubois walked straight into it like a man sleepwalking into disaster. No jab, no adjustments, no answers. Just the same lazy output and the same predictable flaws that Usyk dismantled with ease. And Bakole's final shot, that Dubois deserved the knockout, that's as raw as it gets. You can feel the frustration in his voice, like he's disgusted at how little effort Dubois put into evolving for the biggest fight of his career. Usyk, on the other hand, did what legends do. He adapted, adjusted, and dominated. While Dubois looked confused, Usyk looked like a master chess player moving pieces 3 steps ahead. Bakole's not exaggerating. Usyk is the best at both cruiserweight and heavyweight, and his resume is a graveyard of big names. Dubois tried to bluff his way through this war, and Usyk called it with a clinical finish. This wasn't just a loss, it was a humiliation. And now Bakole hits again, doubling down with praise that borders on fear.
I said it before the fight, even today, before today, that Daniel Dubois would never pass 5 rounds if he kept boxing like the same way he boxed last time he fought Usyk. But he did the same. There was no jab, nothing changed. He deserved the knockout because he never changed something like
When a fighter like Martin Bakole, who's known for being brutally honest, calls Usyk a machine, you know it's real. This wasn't hype. This was respect from a fellow heavyweight who understands how dangerous and rare it is to stay undefeated, especially at this level. Bakole's tone says it all. He doesn't know whether to applaud Usyk or warn the rest of the division to avoid him altogether. It's admiration mixed with disbelief. Usyk didn't just survive heavyweight, he conquered it with his brain, feet, and heart. Dubois looked like a statue next to him. Slow, rigid, reactive. Usyk, he was flowing like electricity. Every movement had purpose. Every punch had calculation behind it. No heavyweight moves like him. No one adapts like him. And Bakole's suggestion, retire or keep going, proves that Usyk has nothing left to prove. He's cleaned the house, and now the sport watches to see what's left. Whether he walks away now or continues his reign, Bakole made it clear Usyk is the man right now, and no one else is even close. But David Adelaide jumps in and reminds us, Dubois showed heart, but Usyk showed levels.
He's the best for right now. For this moment now, he's the best. Retire or keep fighting. He done well, he done amazing. This guy is a machine, so he's the best right now, to be honest. So he's still undefeated, nobody beat him.
David Adelaide offers a more measured take, and while he gives Dubois credit for stepping up, the real spotlight still belongs to Usyk. Let's be clear, getting in the ring with Usyk takes guts, but courage alone doesn't win titles. Usyk operates on a plane most heavyweights can't touch. Adelaide nails it when he says credit to Usyk for pulling it off time and time again. That consistency is what separates great fighters from all-time legends. While Dubois tried a thing, Usyk executed a plan. Dubois came with hope, Usyk came with control. It's almost unfair how easily Usyk neutralized Dubois' size and power. And Adelaide's comments show us one thing loud and clear: no matter how much heart Dubois shows, he's still leagues behind when it comes to composure, intelligence, and skill. Usyk doesn't just win, he makes top contenders look ordinary. That's a terrifying reality for every heavyweight watching from the shadows, hoping to avoid their turn in the ring with the Ukrainian technician. And now, Tony Bellew explains exactly why Usyk is unbeatable, even when the odds say otherwise.
Good fight. I think Usyk keeps proving himself. He gets doubted a lot, and I think he's proven himself so many times that it's kind of crazy that people doubt him. But you got to give credit to Daniel for getting in there. He tried a thing, and more credit to Usyk for pulling it off time and time again.
Tony Bellew's breakdown cuts straight to the core of Usyk's brilliance, adaptability. There's nobody in the game right now who adjusts mid-career, mid-fight, or even mid-round like Usyk does. Bellew doesn't throw around praise easily, but here he makes it crystal clear. Usyk didn't just prepare for Dubois, he reshaped his own body, slowed his footwork on purpose, just to match the tempo and exploit Dubois' sluggish movement. That's not just high IQ, that's genius. Most fighters react. Usyk preempts. While Dubois was busy shadowboxing in denial, Usyk was studying his every flaw, and Bellew's final word seals it. There's no one left who beats this version of Usyk. He's too smart, too technical, too committed. Dubois wasn't just outboxed, he was outthought, outprepared, and outclassed before the first bell even rang. Usyk doesn't just win fights, he transforms for them. That's why Bellew, who once shared the ring with Usyk, speaks with the reverence of a man who knows he faced something truly special.
There's no one who's going to beat him. I just think technically, physically now, he's at the weight and he's adapted and he's adjusted. I mean, he's even adjusted and adapted his weight for this fight individually. I mean, he put on how much weight and slowed the actual feet down because Daniel Dubois' feet were slow.
Duke McKenzie saw the signs immediately. Dubois was flat from the opening bell. The energy wasn't there. The sharpness was gone. Against AJ, he came out aggressive, throwing stiff jabs and making a statement. But against Usyk, nothing. No jab, no rhythm, no intent. It's almost like he was already defeated before the first punch landed, and that's what McKenzie is highlighting. This wasn't about power or tactics, it was psychological. Usyk's presence drained Dubois of all belief. Every movement looked forced, every punch lacked purpose. He was reacting, not initiating. That's not just nerves, that's fear. McKenzie's comparison with the AJ fight is damning. Dubois had fire then. Here he had doubt. Usyk didn't have to land bombs early. He just had to stand there with that cold, unreadable expression, and Dubois began to crumble. This wasn't just physical domination, it was mental suffocation. And when you're mentally beaten in round one, the rest of the fight is just a countdown to collapse.
Dubois, to me, in the first round, looked really tired. I don't know if it was the occasion that got to him. Obviously, Usyk got to him, but his punches had no snap on them. When Dubois fought Anthony Joshua, in the first round, he sat out his stall and he went to work straight away. Steady jab, stiff jab, big jab. He jabbed Joshua to death in the first 30 seconds. But in this fight against Usyk, the jab was pretty much non-existent.
Oleksandr Usyk didn't just defend his name, he elevated it to mythical status. Across every voice in the boxing world, one truth echoes louder than any punch. He's untouchable right now. From brutal jabs to masterful movement, Usyk exposed every weakness in Dubois and reminded the division why he's a generational force. Meanwhile, Dubois stands at a painful crossroads, haunted by a performance that lacked fire, strategy, and soul. The contrast couldn't be more glaring. Usyk evolves with every challenge, while Dubois keeps repeating the same costly mistakes. The gap isn't just skill, it's mentality. If this version of Usyk continues, we might be witnessing the greatest heavyweight technician since Lennox. But if Dubois doesn't transform fast, his name could fade into cautionary tales. One thing's clear, Usyk isn't just scary good, he's rewriting the standards of heavyweight boxing, and the rest of the division, they're running out of excuses and time.